I don't see anything that says I can't go in. Something interesting up here for you. Well, there's something interesting up here. The sign did say, though, even though the gate's closed, the sign did say it's closed at sunset, and it certainly is not sunset yet. So I'm gonna say this place is open, even though I can't drive back here. It's a nice drive. And the coffee kicks in. Well, no, seriously, I actually just start talking about my day and the location I'm at. But I wanted to keep this walk in the video, but not give away the secret of where I was going. So I decided to cut the original audio and add this audio. I hope you like this video, as it covers my trips to Mt Vernon, Gettysburg, Fredericksburg with its sunken road and stone wall, and Chancellorsville. As for this location, I have left you armed with a few clues so far as to what's in the field. I hope you enjoy the video, and the answer will be revealed at the end of this video.
Before the mill turns off the mill, walk over to my left, walk to the back, you'll get an up close look at that wheel, which is actually a 2-story water wheel. It's 16 feet diameter. Well worth seeing while it's doing this. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that. I think to that side.
if you're in the DC area, and definitely in the definitely in the DC area, Mount Vernon is a must. You've got to come and see the house, the mansion, the plantation of George Washington.
This fellow right here is Governor Kemble Warren. Governor Kemble Warren is the signal corps, not the chief engineer rather, for the Army of the Potomac. As he stands there, looking very self-possessed, looking very calm, looking very relaxed, you'll notice the binoculars case, the lid popped open right there in his right hand, dropping the binoculars right there. The entire title of that statue is Moment of Recognition, because he will order a battery of artillery that's already presently down at Devil's Den to fire a single shot off in that direction, and when that shot goes off down in that direction, all of those Confederate soldiers with their muskets already up at their shoulder will crane their necks to watch this thing fly by, and on the bright sunny day that is the 2nd of July, the sun will reflect off the polished musket barrels and give away their position as extending far beyond Devil's Den, thus telling Warren that the position is in danger and they need men, thus moment of recognition. Now, according to Captain Hall's version of the story, as soon as Warren gallops up here, some Confederate, sharp-eyed of course, happens to see that a mounted officer comes up here and says, 10-point target, and they fire a shell towards the officer. It doesn't hit him, but it does hit close by, and either a small fragment or a rock from a chipped shot manages to hit Warren and wounds him in the neck. So moment of recognition, instead of that dignified bronze, would look something like that. But in either case, moment of recognition has passed, and Warren now scampers off the hillside with his job complete, and he needs to go back there and bring up more men as quickly as possible to this location.
So I'm at Little Round Top right now, and this is the far left of the Union forces, the 20th Maine. And this is the section that they occupied. From there, the Confederates would have come up, and 20th Maine occupied this section. This is Devil's Den. We're going to walk over there real quick, take a look around, and then I'll turn the camera up towards Little Round Top, give you the perspective of the Confederates looking up at the Union. As you've already seen, the Union's vantage point on this side of the battlefield. Little Round Top, Big Round Top. You can see, probably not very well, I am pointing to General Lee's statue across the field. And then on this side, we have General Meade, the Union commander. So I've got the map here for the walking tour. There is a driving tour also, so I'll do the walking tour first. And then this section here is the original. As it says, this wall here was reconstructed in 1930s. This is 2004, 2004. And then at the very end, before we make the turn coming back, will be the original wall. So here's another placard here. Probably it's faded, and I'm currently here looking at the Ennis house, which is here. This photo was taken over a mile behind, but it does show where I'm currently standing, and then Mary's Heights, Stephen House, which the foundation is over there, the Ennis house right in front, and then we'll go up to the brick building up there. I can barely see it, but it's up on top of Mary's Heights, and that's the house. Here the Stratton house is located. This was one of the main brick buildings also. And like I said, this is taken about a mile behind, and this is the city of Fredericksburg. When it talks about swell, it says swell and swell, but Stratton house is here, and if we look out, the Stratton house is right where my finger is pointing. So it's back there, and there's a little bit of an elevation change. Is in that area that the Union troops sought cover. So I just came into Lee Drive. This is the Confederate line of the battlefield. We had over here Chatham. This would have been where Burnside, who was the Union general, had his headquarters. Got the Rappahannock River. You got Fredericksburg, and then we're over on Mary's Heights and the Sunken Road. And then I'm now driving up through here. So where I've stopped right now is Lee's headquarters area, and then we're gonna keep on driving down into Prospect Hill area. So down in this area is where Stonewall Jackson was located, and then Lee's headquarters was up here, and around where Lee's headquarters was also Longstreet's men were up in this area too. So so you had Lee, Longstreet, and Stonewall Jackson. On this hill on December the 13th, 1862, Confederate General Robert E. Lee twice nearly met personal disaster. While firing its 39th round of the day, a 30-pounder Parrott rifle burst, sending chunks of metal across the hilltop, narrowly missing Generals Lee and Longstreet. Later, a Union artillery shell fired from Stafford Heights, more than a mile away, buried itself in the earthworks at Lee's side. The shell failed to explode. Meanwhile, Confederate cannons here continued their deadly work, adding to the horror of Union troops trapped in front of Mary's Heights and the Sunken Road. Made it to Chancellorsville from Fredericksburg, but just didn't make it in time to see the movie. The movie is 25 minutes long, and it's now 5 o'clock, so I had about 3 minutes to run through the rest of the museum. This is outside showing the battle. Hopefully it's showing up. I thought about coming back tomorrow. I'm going to do the driving tour, so I got the map. It's clouded up a little bit now. It was a little bit sunnier earlier, but I'm going to do the driving tour. Although the museum's closed, the rest of the park will stay open until sunset. And this is where Stonewall Jackson's left arm is buried.